Hey everybody, Matt Charette here from Vibe Kayaks, the product designer at Vibe, and I'm here to show you something really cool. This is our new Sea Ghost 105. You may say that doesn't look a whole lot like a Sea Ghost. That's because it doesn't. The Sea Ghost is a 12-year-old model, and it is something that hasn't really seen a whole lot of change in the last 12 years. While the industry's been changing, the Sea Ghost has kind of remained a very just solid performer in all kinds of conditions, and it's been one of our favorite boats. However, the industry having changed so much, we've pushed further into other directions. So this is the first boat that I personally feel deserves the Sea Ghost name since the original Sea Ghost. The reason for that is because you're getting a whole lot of boat for the money once again. Just like you were with the original Sea Ghost, it kind of broke the industry in a way. This one kind of does the same thing in a lot of different ways. The industry is pushing more and more towards motorized kayaks. And you'll notice on this one, you've got options. And that's kind of the name of the game with this one. So starting right at the front, you've got our familiar handles. They've kind of been moved around a little bit. It's a lot more modern look. It's a much broader bow than you're used to seeing. The reason it's broader, the reason it's taller, is there's also a location right here. There's 4 bolts. You can mount a bow mount motor onto this thing. So you can have your GPS spot lock, you can have your little R2-D2 running your boat, no problem. And it's gonna be super easy to mount. Just kind of mount it in right here, underneath the flex top cover, which is also your paddle park. You have an 8-inch deck hatch. That's gonna allow you to access the inside of this boat. It's gonna allow you to run your wires from here to the middle, where the battery compartment is, where the weight belongs, right centered in the boat. So inside your hatch, when you first get the boat, is this piece here. You might say, what the heck is that? That's a transom. So the transom mounts to the transom mount back here. It's a reinforced transom plate. This is gonna handle your larger transom mount trolling motors. It's gonna handle your electronic outboard motors. Basically anything that has a typical transom mount to it, you're gonna be able to put on this thing up to a certain extent. Obviously it's only a 10.5 foot boat. Please don't go putting a 9.9 on here. And if you do, send videos and be safe. So moving back a little bit, you've got your deck plate. You've got 2 rod flaps here. So this is gonna keep your fishing rods from flapping into the water. They kind of recess nicely here. There's some grooves here. Then you've got a gear track that runs perpendicular to our typical gear track layout. This is going to allow you to run your graphs up out of the way. You can run dual graphs if you want. There's lots of space. You can kind of do whatever you want with this layout. Then you've got your standard top load tracks here. We have our free flow foot braces. What's different for 26 with the free flows is this really cool little feature. There's a pin right here that snaps down into this spot here that locks your free flows open so that you're no longer accidentally bumping this thing and locking it up so that you can't steer. So now everything moves nice and smoothly. You're going to be able to foot steer a stern mount motor on this thing, and these are going to be able to handle all the torque of a real powerful motor. So that was a huge improvement for this model. You've got huge EVA foam deck pad. We just went all in, gave you a full length deck pad. There's really no reason to not on this boat. All kinds of scuppers. So you're gonna be able to drain all kinds of water. And Vibe's standard transducer pass through and the cup holder there with a little cutout for your cable so that you can run your cable straight to a graph that's right here, or you can run it up through and to your graphs that are over here. Now, some of you might see this seat and say, man, that looks an awful lot like the Hero seat. That's because it is. This is going to be our Hero 3.0 seat. It's a little bit different than the 2.0. Between the 1 and the 2, we basically raised the seat up a little bit. We gave you more under-seat storage. Between the 2 and the 3, we raised it up even more. Our boats are becoming more and more stable, so there's really no reason that we can't raise that center of gravity a little bit, and this boat is set up to accommodate that. One of the other things we did was we lowered this front bar and raised these side bars, which allows your legs to sit so that they're not just resting on this bar all the time like they used to. So you're gonna have a lot more comfort out of this seat than you have with our previous seats. And this is backwards compatible to our other kayaks. On the back of it, you can still mount the Summit perch, which has been one of my favorite parts of the Hero seat system, the Summit seat system. I really like being able to put the perch on here and sit up here, especially if I'm gonna have a motor back here. So I plan on putting the Bixby N3 back here, and that is a tiller steer motor. So I'm gonna have a tiller extension. I'm going to put a paddle holder here on this smaller gear track that sits right here. And that's going to allow me to set my tiller steerer down inside there. And I'll be able to sit up here, steer my boat, no problem. Like I mentioned, under the seat, there is a very large battery compartment with a webbing strap to lock it into place and a bungee here just in case. What you also have is our standard 3600 size tackle tray holders on the sides and a little bit of extra room with scuppers for drainage, because there is going to be water that's going to pool down in here, and we want to make sure that everything drains nicely. So you can fit a big battery right here. You can run your cables from this center punch out that's right here, this 4 inserts, so that you can close this thing back up, back into our oversized tank well. This is the biggest tank well Vibe's ever put on a kayak. It is absolutely massive. There is not a crate on the market that you can't fit back here. On top of that, there is a slot right here with a bungee. So you can once again, 3700 size tackle tray here. So you got two 3600s, a 3700. That's a lot of tackle by itself. If you wanted to take up your crate space for a cooler or extra batteries, depending on what your setup actually looks like, because you're gonna be able to wire this thing 100 different ways. You're gonna have all kinds of space for customization. You also have 2 gear tracks flanking the tank well as usual. That's pretty standard stuff with us. There's some inserts right here. So if you wanted to have a trolling motor that has a lift, you can mount a cleat right here. It's standard spacing for a typical cleat so that you can kind of lock it into place. Just trying to think ahead for everybody. There's also access for the stern. As you can see, I'm up to my elbow already. I can go further in. There's plenty of room for an adult to fit their arm in here. So you're gonna be able to wire this thing from bow, midship, and stern, pretty much no problem. Moving all the way back, we've got our standard power pole mounts back here that Vibe's done for quite some time, except we rotated them 90 degrees. They were kicking off the side before, now they're going straight back. That's going to allow you more options for customization, because a lot of the other industry leaders are also going straight off the back, so a lot of mounts are designed to go that way. So we kind of joined suit there. Then we've got this reinforced plate on the back. It's got a bolt pattern that allows you to mount your transom. I'm not going to do it right here, but these are threaded. They're tapped and threaded. Basically, these come as an Allen wrench. You drop it down into place. The Allen wrench is in the bag, and you just kind of lock it down, and that basically gives you a full transom on the back of this boat. When transporting a heavy motor, definitely advised to take the motor off the transom so you're not beating the crap out of your boat. But it's going to give you options to run bigger or more powerful motors on this thing, no problem. Back here, there's 2 molded in handles, makes it really easy to lift up. This is about 77 to 83 pounds, depending on how you have it rigged out. Underneath the transom, there is another molded in handle, so you can single grab this thing in the center. And that's pretty much it. So the hull shape is interesting. It's a true W hull, so this is going to be a tunnel hull shape. It's very, very stable. It actually tracks way better than it looks. It's a very wide boat for a 10.5. It tracks better than you expect it to, and it is insanely stable. This is probably Vibe's most stable boat that we've ever made, including the shearwater, including the hybrid paddle boards. This is made for stability, it's made to motorize, it's made to customize. I can't wait to see what you guys do with it.